Posible pa nga bang mapasama sa Gilas Pilipinas si Jordan Clarkson sa mga darating na international tournaments? At kamusta na ang paghahanda ng Gilas Pilipinas para sa Southeast Asian Games at maging ang FIBA Asia Cup na tuhog-tuhog ang mga tournament na yan? Kasama muli natin ang isa sa mga coaching staff ng Gilas na si Coach Jong Uichico. Coach Jong, welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you also, TJ.
On a rainy Friday night. All right. Coach, I want to get your comment first though on Jordan Clarkson. I know it's not an official thing, but your thoughts of eventually, kahit pa paano kailan kaya natin makita si Jordan possibly playing for Gilas Pilipinas?
Well, hopefully soon. We've tried before. Things didn't work out, but hopefully, things can work out in the near future.
Well, nandun yung kagustuhan niya, nandun yung kagustuhan naman ng team management. So maybe one day,
Maybe one day.
it'll work out. Okay, now let's talk about the preparations for the SEA Games in particular, which you'll be going with, and then yung FIBA Asia Cup with the rest of the guys. If Jones Cup will be an indication, Coach Jong, anong nagustuhan nyo dun sa Jones Cup? I know for some people might see, okay, it's a fourth place finish, but it's all about, this long process in preparing the team. So sa Jones Cup, Coach, ano nakita nyo nagustuhan nyo sa mga young players na pwedeng pagpuhunan natin to build up for the SEA Games?
Well, unang-una, maganda talaga yung exposure nila sa Jones Cup. We saw that they can compete in that level.
Okay.
Especially it's an international competition. So nakita namin that they can compete. Pangalawa, maganda yung bonding nila doon sa Jones Cup.
Right,
We were all together and we spent time together, practice together. So maganda yung samahan, and that's important sa isang team chemistry.
Right.
Playing is already a given, and nakita namin that players can play multiple positions and they can compete at they can compete with that level.
I remember when you guys were preparing for the FIBA World Cup a couple years ago that there were so many trips abroad. Aside from the training, malaking bagay yung bonding na yun. But for this one, wala kayong biyahe except for yun na yun.
Yeah, except for the Jones Cup. Pero,
yes.
Yung sa FIBA naman, yung pupunta sa FIBA man, they've been together naman for quite some
Kahit
time.
paano, yes.
Oo, itong bago ngayon, yung cadets, yun medyo hindi pa sila masyado nagsasama-sama. So yung Jones Cup provided that that bonding time.
For you, Coach, and I guess others in the coaching staff, sino mga standout sa inyo dun sa cadets na ikinatuwanan nyo na parang, well, we knew you were good, but we didn't, we're surprised and happy to see you play well at this level in the international stage?
Actually, lahat naman, no? But syempre, people stand out like Kiefer, and Ray, we know what he can do. But the others, even if they did not play all the games, like Bosotros came in one of the games and shot, three three-pointers. Even si Ponzo came in and contributed. And Stardinger, si Christian, I didn't know anything about him except
Before,
in YouTube,
yes,
and then he performed very well in spite of him just being a newcomer in the system of Coach Shot.
Correct. Mahirap yun, Coach, coming in a few days before, and in a system that Coach Shot runs, takes time to really understand. Kamusta yung blending niya? I mean, I know before you'd see some films come in, even your imports before, na biglaan kailangan mag-gel. Yung situation kay Christian, how was it that you saw na maganda yung samahan niya kagad with his teammates?
Naka-adjust naman siya kagad kasi sabi naman niya nga, quote-unquote professional, you play, after playing, that's it. Pero dito sa samahan ng Gilas or yung sa mga cadet, medyo may bonding talaga. It's like a family. And he admitted that madali siyang naka-adjust sa mga player dahil madali silang pakisamahan.
We saw some tough moments from him na ikinatuwa syempre ng Gilas fans. They like that tough guy, rest back mode, ika nga, no? And natuwa ba yung mga teammates sa kanya yun? I mean, aside from basketball, it's one thing to really stand up for your teammates. We had some moments like that there, no?
That's right. And doing that, medyo na, that's part of, pwede pala siya asahan, hindi lang basketball ang pinag-uusapan. May malasakit din pala sa mga kapwa niyang Pilipino.
Exactly.
So, actually, doon talaga nag-umpisa yun. That he won't, he did back down porket na nasaktan yung kapwa niyang Pilipino. He's willing to, defend.
Exactly. I want to ask your opinion on a few players that did very well. Si Kiefer nga, as you said, no, and it's been a while since people saw Kiefer play kasi, di ba, matagal siya sa Amerika, nagtatrain siya doon, nag-tryout siya sa D-League. Pero yung performance niya and yung maturity level niya, Coach, what can you talk about Kiefer and how, we can expect more from him in the coming tournaments?
Well, I was surprised that he took control of the team in situations where he had to.
Okay.
Being, probably same age or younger, malaki yung maturity niya that I saw in the Jones Cup. I've coached him in the SEA Games and in the SEABA.
Right.
But iba yung maturity niya na pinakita niya in the Jones Cup. Especially the level of talent in the Jones Cup was kind of high compared to the cadets. Ano? So it surprised me that his transition from an off guard to a scoring off guard to a point guard, and assisting and if he needed to score, he did. That's a surprise to me. But he showed that he can do it.
Well, I guess nakatulong sa kanya talaga yung training sa Amerika, no? And it's different. I mean, interestingly enough, training yun, but he didn't really get to play in tournaments. So it's one thing to develop and mature while you're playing, pero yung kanya training lang talaga. So I guess kakaiba yung napakita niya desire to really improve as a point guard.
Correct. He's a you can say he's a thinking point guard. You know, he's not athletic, he's not quick, you know, but he's a thinking point guard. So when he's on the floor, he really sees what's happening in the court, and it makes it makes up a lot from his less than being athletic. So malaking bagay talaga yan.
One guy that I like to see did well as well in the Jones Cup was Carl Brian Cruz. Na, you know, looking at him from college, he's a guy that's really just a hard worker. You never would think that he'd, you know, maybe get this far, pero iba yung the way he owns his role, you know, coach. Ano masasabi mo kay Carl Brian Cruz and how he can just do everything you ask him to, kahit pag libre sa tres, bumabarat ang tres.
I was even surprised. You know, he wasn't that used in Alaska, no, for one reason or another. Pero kasi his role is very specific. He's a spread four. That's it. Diba? And he can defend naman also decently, no.
Right.
So mas madali yung adjustment niya sa Gilas when that's his only role is to spread the floor and shoot the three. So that's why you know, he was able to play his role to the hilt sa Gilas. In fact, he was made nasa FIBA Asia Cup niya. He was supposed to be in the SEA Games, but Coach Chot named him in the FIBA Asia lineup. Precisely because he played so well in the Jones Cup.
So silang dalawa ni Christian Sanhardinger tuhog boys. So from the SEA Games, from the FIBA Asia to tuhog sa SEA Games.
To the SEA Games, yes.
Habol sa inyo. Okay. Let's talk a bit about the SEA Games because I know doon kayo talaga naka-assign, Coach Jong. Kamusta ang paghahanda natin for this one? Pretty much it's the core of the Jones Cup team, no? Kahit pa paano.
Correct, yes.
From the teams that are there, some of them we saw in the SEABA, of course, that we hosted here. Sino bang aabangan natin dito? Sino kahit pa paanong paghahandaan natin ng husto in the SEA Games?
Actually, yung mga nakita natin dito, no. Syempre, yung team naman pinadala natin sa SEABA was really, you know, the A team.
Right, yeah.
But you see that Thailand, you know, they're strong in itself. Thailand, Indonesia, and Singapore. Lahat naman sila, and Malaysia, because being the host, for sure they'll send a strong team. And ito yung mga dapat natin abangan. In fact, you know, we found out that Cambodia is bringing in 9 Cambodian Americans.
Wow, okay. Meron pala.
But we have to see them play. But because iba yung ruling ng SEA Games. Iba yung ruling ng SEA Games. They did not follow the FIBA ruling that you should get your passport before 16, ganon. So iba yung ruling ng SEA Games that as long as you present your passport, then you're already eligible. So they're bringing in 9.
Okay.
But yeah, we have to prepare really for the SEA Games. Alam natin lahat ng teams that came in the SEABA will really prepare for the SEA Games.
Right. Now, speaking of preparation for the senior guys who are going to the FIBA Asia Cup, I remember Coach Trotz tweet the other day, 12 days of training for these 12 guys. Ang challenging, no? Kasi before, we had much more time to prepare really. And of course, the pool has been training together kahit paano. Pero ngayon lang talaga na buo yung lineup. And this is the 12 that you'll focus on to prepare for the FIBA Asia Cup. Gaano kalaking hamon yun para sa 12 na yun to have that short span of time before they go to Lebanon?
Yeah, it's a big challenge. Especially, naglalaro pa sila sa PBA teams nila ngayon.
Right, of course, yeah.
So, minsan kulang sa practice, but we're trying to make the most out of the situation. In fact, we are sending the SEA Games team also to practice with the FIBA Asia. So we are, sa ngayon, one practice.
It's one big happy practice pa rin.
Right, so that's how we're trying to cope up with, you know, the little problems here and there.
Kung may absent. Yeah.
Correct, kung may absent, at least buo kami.
Right.
And we can still do whatever, is needed in preparation for the FIBA Asia. And at the same time, in preparation for the SEA Games.
Napansin namin, Coach, na parang sinadya ng coaching staff to pick a good mix of the old and the new. Ika nga, kasi may mga cadets din na kasama nga sa FIBA Asia Cup final lineup. Anong masasabi niyo about that? Na, was it intentional to really put in some of these young guys na to really, look forward towards a transition?
It wasn't really intentional, but because of their performance in the Jones Cup.
Played, yeah.
So eventually, sila rin naman ng, there will be a transition.
Yeah.
Napaaga-aga lang ng konti for certain players that performed well really in the Jones Cup.
Right.
That's why the Jones Cup, as I said, importanteng tournament to join to see kung kaya nila sa level na yon. Then, hopefully, kaya rin nila sa FIBA Asia.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll leave it at that, Coach. So the first team that's going to leave nga is sa FIBA Asia. They're leaving next Saturday, alam ko.
On the
August 6th. Yep.
Yes.
And then kayo naman for the SEA Games.
On the 18th.
All right. So all the best. And yung mga kababayan natin sa Malaysia, I'm sure abangan kayo dun sa Kuala Lumpur to support the boys. Salamat, Coach Jong.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
For more sports updates, keep watching The Score. And don't forget to subscribe.